Hi everyone, my name is Precious, and I'm just here to share a little bit more information on what it feels like to be a computer science graduate, as well as what it actually feels like through the student journey and in the phase that I'm currently at, which is trying to secure a job. Um, and yeah, I'm just going to share a little bit more on that. To start things off, being a computer science student, it's nowadays it's very scary because when you see the things that AI can do, you always tend to think, will I have a job when I finish this degree? Or will AI have already replaced me by the time I finish this degree? And I think it's a very important question that we should address. And one of the ways I would like to actually talk about it is in my second year, I met a guy at a careers event at Moshao, and this guy said something very touching to me. Right, there are two sayings that I'm gonna share. The first one was, "Don't get married to your degree." That was his statement, and what that told me is, you need to be able to go outside your degree. And I'm not saying change careers. You are a computer science graduate, you're a software developer, you can be a business intelligence analyst, you can be all of those things that computer science allows you. It gives you a range of things. So a computer science person can fit into any business right now, be it education, be it consulting, be it software dev and all of that. You can fit in all of those, right? So it's important that you don't just get married to, I did computer science, I want to do software dev, you know. So that's what I understood from what he was saying, right? And then as I move forward to the next point, I'm just going to share something that in one of my annual events I had Martin Moshao share, and he said luck is an opportunity that meets the prepared mind, right? So as you are going through your journey of becoming a software engineer or a graduate of computer science, you need to constantly prepare for how the industry is evolving. What do I mean? We are looking at AI and we can see the things it can do, but there's a whole lot of range of professionals and even students that are still in varsity that don't really know how to utilize this AI ethically. They don't know exactly how it can help them. They just see it as something to fear, and that's where you need to be different, right? That's where your preparation comes into play. You know how to work with these AI tools, you know how to use them effectively and ethically, not just copy from them. Use them as a learning tool and all of that to better your chances, right? Even in job hunting, use it to build your CVs, build proper resumes, and make sure that you are doing things in the right direction. AI can be that one friend that you can quickly ask, I'm thinking of doing this, what do you think? And it can reach vast sources without actually you having to spend a lot of energy to go and search one by one. I'm not saying don't search things one by one, but it helps to have that use of AI. You need to be the modern developer or the modern software engineer that understands and knows how to integrate those tools into their daily lifespan. Then I just want to move over to job hunting and what my experience has been through it, right? What I've learned is when you go into an interview, just be there like you're just talking to other human beings. Show up like you have something to offer. Unlike someone who's gonna come in waiting to be asked, you also have value. In fact, the most important person in an interview is not the person interviewing you, it's actually you. You are what they want, you are the prize. So when you show up with that mentality, it doesn't make you arrogant, it gives you the confidence to express yourself, right? And I'm just talking about how it would feel to be in that interview and how you should show up. Obviously you need to dress neat, and you can look up all of these things on social media on how you should look presentably for the role that you are applying for. You don't just show up now like you are going to an awards evening while you are going for a software dev interview. Like you need to dress appropriately to that interview. So there's a whole lot of things that you can look on that. So I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about things that are already there, but I also want to touch on how to get to that interview. Right nowadays, as much as we are afraid of AI and all of that, AI is being used to even just review your CV, right? So if, for example, hypothetically, it's ChatGPT that is looking through CVs, it's got certain keywords it's gonna look for that job, right? So how do I always make sure that I land an interview for that job? I basically take my AI tool and I take the job and I take my CV, put them together, ask how can I improve my CV to suit the role I want to go on, right? Or what are some of the courses that I need to do to make sure that I can be able to apply for this role effectively, right? So that I show up differently. And in many of the cases, my CV is always the perfect CV that when the recruiter looks for it, they're like, wow. So I've had a couple of recruiters literally hit me up on LinkedIn, and all they want, I haven't even applied, they're like, can you please apply? Can you please apply? And obviously it's always good when it feels like that, because now you know for a fact that, okay, I'm the right person for this, right? And that brings me to your next tool, which is LinkedIn, right? Make sure that your LinkedIn represents you out there, and it shows all the skills that you have and all of that as a software engineer, as a computer science student, or wherever you are. And always speak when you're writing these, like your taglines, your profile statements, even on your CV. Always speak from the perspective of who you want to be, not just, oh, I'm just a student who finished studying this and that and that. Speak from, I am an aspiring software engineer, or I'm a software engineer in training, or I'm an AI and machine learning whatever in training, right? So what that tells the person reading that tagline is, this person knows exactly what they want, and this is what they want, and as much as it suits the role, that even makes it better, and you always land an interview that way. I think that's most of the experiences I've faced. Well, I have been to a couple of hackathons as well as a computer science student, and I think those are always fun. Don't go there with the mentality of, I'm gonna win, because it's a competition. There has to be winners and there has to be people who don't win, right? I'm not gonna use the word losers, but but essentially take part in those just to build your skills, just to build your collaboration skills, like playing around with others, knowing how to work in a team, because that's what the software industry looks for. Can you be a team player? Can you adapt when the team needs you to adapt? Not can you adapt when your job needs you to adapt, but your job is to work with the team. So I think that's very, very important, and you should participate in hackathons, because that's where my training to work in a team came from. And yeah, I've been in some pretty amazing hackathons. I've been in finals of some of them, and some of them didn't go as well as I wanted them to go. And you're always going to be frustrated when things don't go as well, but the lessons you take from there are gold, right? And I think if you take everything that I've said, you can essentially be prepared to meet that luck. Remember, luck is an opportunity that meets the prepared mind. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.